Chefs, welcome to the Food Fight. This is where we put our high school chefs from the Lenawee Intermediate School District Culinary Program into the ring, and they will battle using their best cooking skills until we have a champion. Let's look at our bracket for this food fight. In round one, in this corner, we have Chef Jack Ely, and in this corner, Chef Zoe Sanchez.
Jack Ely is a Hudson senior and has lots of experience in the kitchen. He can really pack a punch, but he has a softer side and loves to entertain with his Frank Sinatra style. But wait, did you know that he can draw the world map in just 1 minute? Zoe Sanchez is a mean orange cooking machine. She's finishing her last year at Adrian High School, and she has years of cooking experience under her belt. She will keep that food fight going when she heads to college. Her poker face alone will beat out the competition, and her great food will deliver a knockout punch.
In this round, our culinary instructor, Chef Annie Lehman, has chosen your dish. Chefs, in this food fight, you can grab anything from the pantry to pack a punch, and don't hold back. You must have 2 finished plates, and each plate must include a protein, a starch, and a vegetable. Now, open your baskets. Your plate must include shrimp and grits. You have 45 minutes on the clock, and let the food fight begin!
First, I started with the grits, which was not the smartest decision, because I didn't realize how fast grits would cook. So I got no clue what I'm doing, but we're going to do it. I have never made grits, but I've seen it done before, so I'm just going to try it. For the shrimp, I don't know what I'm really going to do. I thought about putting it on the char grill, but right now they're frozen. So
first I put the shrimp on the stove so it could start thawing because it was frozen. But I'm gonna try to make a Cajun shrimp and just see how that goes with grits.
Woo!
So I'm just gonna kind of stir that in.
Chefs, 20 minutes left on the clock. You are halfway through this round.
Cut that in half. Seems good for 2 plates to me. Hope it's good. Who's taking a picture of me? Okay, it's Kelly. Who is that? I can't see you.
I also decided to make a spicy Parmesan sauce to go on top of the grits. I'm gonna turn this down a little, and I think we're gonna add a little bit more heavy cream. That way it's just a little bit thicker.
These are looking good. I wish there was a way I could keep the plate warm though.
I'm just gonna drizzle it on top, and then I can spread it out in a minute.
So much more better. You can see how it's more creamy, a little bit more gooey, I should say. That'll probably taste like it. Yeah. For the people who like grits, it probably looks fantastic. For me, not so much.
Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Time stops. Hands up, chefs. What a round. Good job, everyone.
I have only made shrimp once before, and they turned out okay, and I feel like I did perfect this time around. I've never been the best at presentation in that department. Overall, I think I did pretty okay taste-wise. Good seasoning all around. I feel like I did good.
I think I did okay. Like I said, I never made grits before, so that was definitely an experience. I've never even tried grits before today. The shrimp, with how small they were also cooking pretty fast. I think that I added enough seasonings and stuff overall to make it taste really good. So even with the grits, I think I did okay on all of that.
Can you even believe they got all this done in that time? Plate 1 I think looks awesome. I'm going to take a taste so that I get just kind of a knowledge and I'll pass it down. So it looks like looks like grits, and grits kind of was the name of the game. I'll taste that. Take a little piece. Looks like a little overdone.
Right, I think it's a beautiful presentation. I think it looks really good. Lots of color.
Shrimp is cooked very nicely. I think the sauce also accompanies it. Is really nice.
Yeah, could have used a little moisture in the grits, for sure. Yeah.
My spoon this time, it looks like we like the little cheese on top of the grits. And I'll go with a little combo perfect bite here and see what I can do. This one also, a lot of color. Somebody must have taught them how to season. Really nice. I'm gonna use my finger. I'll pass that on. I like the way this one was set up. Almost kind of like a yin and a yang. What do you guys think of that?
It's interesting that they used both pasta and the grits.
I think their shrimp was cooked better, wasn't
This
as
one
dry.
here, the number 2. Okay.
I felt the other one was a little overcooked.
Yeah, the grits are definitely needed more moisture. Yes.
All right. So 2 plates through, and we appreciate kind of the effort that everybody's given on this.
Round 1 of this food fight. Chef Jack, Chef Zoe, you finished your first round. How did that feel?
I feel like I did pretty all right. Could have done better presentation, but I think I did good.
Chef Zoe.
I feel like I did pretty good. I was under a little bit of pressure, but overall I think I did a good job.
Your judges thought that the flavor palettes were fantastic. Little differences on some presentation, but overall, the judges think these dishes taste fantastic. But winning our first round of the food fight is Chef Zoe! Congratulations! Round 1 winner.
Looks like it's done.
Don't let salmonella get funky with your chicken. On average, 1 in 6 Americans will get a foodborne illness this year. You can't see these microbes, but they might be there. So learn the right temperature to cook each type of meat. Keep your family safe at foodsafety.gov.
In this second round, we have Chef Ryan Fershaw battling Chef Marcelo Lorenzo.
Ryan Fershaw is a junior from Tecumseh. He is a line cook for now, and vegan is his jam. He throws out the beef, chicken, and pork for carrots, peas, and rice to beat the competition at their own game. Marcelo Lorenzo is in his final year at Sand Creek High School. He works in the restaurant industry making gourmet burgers. He will show no mercy in this food fight unless he's up against an onion.
Chefs, you are in round 2, and our culinary instructor, Chef Andy Lehman, has chosen the same dish, shrimp and grits. Remember, chefs, anything in the pantry is fair game. You must have 2 finished plates, and each plate must include a protein, a starch, and a vegetable. Chefs, open your baskets. To make the round fair, your plate must include shrimp and grits, and just like your competitors in round 1, the pantry is fair game. You have 45 minutes on the clock, and chefs, let that food fight begin. Our chefs are going to cook shrimp and grits. They have no clue of what grits are.
Never tasted them, never cooked them before, and I kind of put it in my head like it was a risotto or it was like a rice.
Yeah,
What is this?
So right now we got a pretty good plan going on. So right now we're gonna go with a little bit of like a savory lemon kind of thyme flavored grits with some shrimp. So originally getting the ingredients, I'm not very familiar with shrimp or grits, but I figured I'd start the grits first.
First, let's see how much grits is actually in here. First thing that I did was gather all my stuff, and then I measured out all the grits, and I got chicken broth, and I started boiling that, and I added some butter in there. And then when that started boiling, I started whisking in the grits so they wouldn't clump up and I wouldn't have clumpy grits. You want to keep on stirring. And then we're going to reduce the heat to medium.
I figured I'd start the grits first because I knew shrimp didn't take that long. So I got those going on the stove. I added some wine, some nice bone broth. Really tried to kind of freshen it up. This is just going to allow for a little bit of a bite, and it's going to have a little bit more acid in it. When it absorbs this, it'll really get that rich, deep, lemony flavor.
I went to go cut up my peppers and carrots, so I julienne my peppers, and then I medium dice my carrots. Now we're gonna start roasting our vegetables. I got a pan hot and started sauteing those. Roast these at high heat to get a nice color on them without them burning.
I like to cook it low and slow, so cooked it over like the time of the competition, and then after that I like to start on my shrimp. So I diced up some red pepper, added my shrimp in there, seasoned it up, and then just sauteed it on the stove for a couple minutes.
20 minutes left on the clock, chefs. You are over halfway to the end of this round.
Chilling like villains.
We got one more little secret ingredient not a lot of people know about. I tried to make a pan sauce, but it wasn't really the flavor palette that I wanted. We're gonna add a lot into here. I think we're just gonna exonate the sauce. We're gonna take that out of there. Not turn it out. It's not necessarily bad. I just not turn it out how I wanted to. So I took that off, and then just finished with the plating.
And then we're gonna go over to the grill and get grill marks on there. The one thing you want to be careful about using this is sometimes the grease can fall on the flame and it just makes the flame way bigger. I was originally gonna grill them and then they were still frozen. So I just turned on the high heat pan and I just started cranking the heat and I started sauteing the shrimp, and then I almost caught a thing on fire, but it put it out.
My grits are a little bit softer than I would like, unfortunately, but you know, what can you do about it, right?
Off-centered.
1 minute warning! 1 minute warning! In front of you, 15. Get your tables cleared. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6,
And then
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Round 2 is over.
I think I did really well. I got everything done. I had a lot of time left to kind of perfect everything, tasted it, and everything seemed to go together really well.
I think I did pretty good. I'm most proud of the shrimp because I'm surprised I got it cooked.
I'm really proud of how the grits turned out, and added some cheese into it at a last minute, and really liked how it turned out.
The person next to me couldn't make a pan sauce. It wasn't thickened. It was just lousy pan sauce, so I think I'm gonna win.
I definitely think I'm gonna win. My opponent had a couple flaws that I could tell. It seemed like his shrimp wasn't all there, and I feel like I was able to take it out and take the victory.
Now here we are in the second round, looking really at two beautiful dishes, right? It looks like a little more fluffiness to the grits, if you will.
I agree.
And I'll go ahead and quiet down and taste so that we get some warm food here right away. I'm going to take one of the peppers. Very good.
All right, I'm excited.
Lots of grits, but that was the name of the game as far as this goes, right, for the second round. Little lackluster on flavor.
There's a flavor in there Can't quite put my finger on
Can't quite get up.
on that grits.
They're cooked nicely. I mean, there's nothing crunchy, and that's what I look for in grits. Did they not cook them long enough?
The shrimp's a little overcooked.
I was looking forward to having cheesy grits.
Or something a little
And
more
something
creamy.
kind of kick up with
Right.
an acid,
Cream.
right?
Right.
Not that much.
Yeah.
All right, try this one. I think shrimp and grits cooked a lot better on this one. You can taste a little bit of brown garlic in this one. Still not a lot of cheese that I think we're all expecting to get out of this. You can taste that brown garlic really kind of kicking after a little bit.
Oh, this feels like there might be a lot of
So-
pepper I can feel. Is there carrots in there? There is carrots in that one.
They do. This one has definitely a salt balance that's a little high for me.
A little high. Isn't it kind of funny that both of those plates look very, very similar?
They do.
Round 2, Chef Ryan versus Chef Marcelo. Chef Ryan, you had a lot of learning going on out there. Tell me about it.
Yeah, I tried to make a pan sauce that didn't really fit the palate I wanted. It didn't really turn out well, so I kind of just took that off. But overall, I think I did really well.
All right, Chef Marcelo, you were buzzing all around, calm and cool. Tell me, what did you think?
I felt that I did pretty good and it went pretty well.
Fantastic. Well, our judges have spoken, and in the second round of our food fight, the winning chef for round 2 is Chef Ryan! Congratulations! With only a 3-point difference. Congratulations. Ooh, good job.
This new dad is picturing a tree house in the sky, but he's ignoring the instructions. Good luck, big guy. His kids know that he's building without a clue. Never been so good with nails and glue. Now we're trapped inside a box. I hope mom knows what to do. Mom! See, you don't have to be perfect to be the perfect parent.
Thousands of siblings in foster care will take you just as you are.
Welcome back to the LISD food fight. Now let's take a look at our bracket. In the first round, Chef Jack went against Chef Zoe head-to-head, with Chef Zoe moving on to our next round. And Chef Ryan battled Chef Marcelo, with Chef Ryan moving on to the next round. So let's get back into the ring and get this food fight started. And now Chef Zoe and Chef Ryan battle for the food fight championship. Chefs, in this championship round, we expect you to flex your culinary muscles and show your competitors who's boss. Your instructor, Andy Lehman, has picked out the protein, and now you have to come up with an amazing dish that will also include a starch and a vegetable. Let's take a look at your basket. There it is. In this third round, your plate must include a medium steak, perfectly cooked. So, jazz it up and show off your style. Are you ready for the food fight? You have 45 minutes for this round, and let the food fight begin.
Perfectly medium. First thing, I want to get my steaks out on a sheet tray. It's really important when you're cooking a steak that it's almost the whole thing is pretty much room temperature. And I want to do it room temperature because if the inside is cold, you can burn the outside before you get the inside to a nice medium.
I'm going to begin to season the steak. I think what I'm just going to do is I'm going to make some like broccoli and stuff like that to go along with it, along with some sort of pasta or something like that.
Now these do look like they are bacon wrapped fillets. I'm actually going to take the bacon off. I cook it a lot where I work in a restaurant, and so I really knew what to do. I started with unwrapping the steak, drying it off, and they were very cold at that point. So I laid them out. I let them warm up a little bit so they became easier to cook. While those were warming up, I started with my potatoes because I need to get them in the oven as soon as possible. Season these pretty well with salt and pepper. I just threw some oil, salt, pepper on those with some shallots and threw them right in the oven. Didn't have to worry about them.
The first thing I did was I seasoned my steaks to get those all ready to be put on the stove. If need be, I'll add more seasoning while I'm cooking it. I'm still debating whether or not I want to kind of keep the bacon on it. I then cut washed, oiled, and then seasoned my potatoes to get ready to be put in the oven.
Started prepping my asparagus that I was going to saute after the steaks in the same butter sauce that I used to baste the steaks in. Asparagus, you got to kind of cut the ends off a decent ways because the ends are pretty starchy. And so I cut those up, clean them up, make them look good.
20 minutes left on the clock, chefs. You are over halfway to the end of this round.
Once the oven was hot enough, I put the potatoes in and began cooking my steak.
I throw the steaks on the grill just to get grill marks on them. Set it on the grill like that. You hear the sizzle. That's perfect. After that, I throw them in the pan. I baste them with butter and a little bit of thyme. Cook the asparagus in the pan afterwards. They're looking good. And then plate it all up.
I cut my other vegetables and then sauteed them, and then everything got done around the same time. So I decided to make a kind of like a butter sauce for the steak. Okay, and then I'm gonna start cutting my steak, and then I'll go back to my sauce for the steak, and then I just plated everything.
Just 2 minutes on the clock, chefs. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The round is over.
I'm most proud of not overcooking the steak, even if it wasn't exactly medium. I was just really scared that I was like gonna turn the flame on too high or something and overcook and burn it.
Overall, I think I did really well. I had a lot of experience working at Social House 103, a restaurant, where I'm like the lead steak guy. So I cook all the steaks, ribeyes, strips, pork chops, fillets, anything of that nature I cook.
I think I did pretty good. I kind of went out of my element a little bit, but I feel like it didn't like completely backfire.
The color on the potatoes were, they were picture perfect. They were golden brown, and I'm really proud of how they came out. I looked at my opponent's steak and it looked very underdone. And she also cut hers, which I kind of thought was a safe escape. I left mine whole, so the judges will cut into it and see that perfect medium.
It has been a good food fight so far, and we are down to just 2 chefs standing in our food fight ring right now. Let's see what those judges have to say.
Fantastic. Our last round, and look what we get in front of us. I mean, we saw some awesome dishes today, a lot of creativity, the ability to kind of handle a number of things in a really hard way, right? They're not all ready to compete at any time. But now we see this today, and this is the culmination of our finalists. So let's take a look at what they have. What do we need for the steak?
We needed it to be 135, medium, nice, pink still inside.
So we're looking for a nice interior, right? A little bit red. Oh, a little bit red. We'll see how it is. I'll take from the end. See how we did. All right, so we heard that it's a homemade sauce, a variety of things, so I have that on there. I'll take one of these. If we had a smaller plate, maybe I could do that. I'm gonna try to make the perfect bite here, which is a little bit of everything. Yeah! Just kidding. And I'll pass that down.
All right, ready?
Sticking.
So far, I think the seasoning on the steak's very nice. Sauce complements it. It's a little bit sweet for my liking, but at the same time, I think it's really nice how it was presented. Potato, nice and crisp. I like the contrast to the steak itself.
A little bite on that. It's a little bite on the sauce.
Yeah, a little bite after bite on that. That's not bad. It definitely is a
It's
little
not.
on the
I
sweet
thought
side.
the asparagus had a nice flavor to it. It's a nice little plate. It really is. I think as far as color goes, that's got a really appealing way of kind of drawing me into the plate itself. And potato was cooked nicely too.
Definitely,
So-
the potato is very nicely cooked.
Cooked and creamy on the inside. All right, so I'll go on to this next one. So next one, also medium. Very nice. Let you guys see that. All right, so 135 is what we were looking for. I'll go on a medium one this time. Looks like a creamy little sauce, mushroom, and a variety. Nice medley. Peppers with a steak is a nice idea, as well as mushrooms.
Yeah, I like the mushrooms were used.
Good seasoning on the steak. I thought the tenderness of it was nice, as was the other steak. A little spice on which isn't bad at all. You've got the medley of the vegetables on this side, A little bit of spice kick on the potato itself, which kind of is nice. It kind of lifts the dish real nice. Can I taste one more mushroom? If I might?
I really like the sauce that's on that one.
Yeah.
It's light but flavorful.
On the steak.
Well, hats off to both of them. I think there was just a really nice thought process of how to get it done, and nothing's overcooked. Both steaks look really nice, so it's going to be a little bit more of a tough decision.
Absolutely.
There's different elements to each one that we really need to take a look at, you know. All right, well, let's see how we could score them.
Wow. This is going to be difficult.
Third round of the food fight. Chef Zoe, Chef Ryan. It was a pretty intense round. Chef Zoe, what was your favorite part of your dish?
I would say my spicy potatoes.
All right, spicy potatoes are gonna win it. What do you think?
Yeah, my potatoes as well. I think I had a great color on the potatoes.
Nothing about the steaks, right? Nothing about the steaks? Perfect steak?
That was for the judges to decide.
Okay. This food fight has been a grueling one, and here we are in round 3 with these two chefs standing side by side. Who is the winner of the third round of our food fight? With a score of 98 points, Chef Ryan, you are our food fight champion! But wait, we can't get you out of here that easy. We have one more chef for you to face, and this is our mystery chef. And you will find out who that is right after this.
It's a short ride from your neighborhood to your naturehood. To find a neighborhood park or green space near you, visit discovertheforest.org.
Welcome back to the food fight. We started out with 4 chefs and then down to 2, and now we have our student and champion. But we couldn't make it that easy. We will put our student chef up against our mystery chef. He has decades of experience in the kitchen and can whip up any appetizer, entree, or dessert with his hands tied behind his back. It will take more than just some fancy footwork and flavors to beat this mystery chef. And here he is, Chef Jake Graff. Chefs, in this round, the student chef has the advantage. Chef Ryan has chosen his favorite dish to make, and both of you will have 45 minutes to make a protein, a starch, and a vegetable. Our judges will be waiting to see your best moves on that plate. Chefs, are you ready? This dish is a vegetarian twist on a classic dish of vegetarian spaghetti. And there's one more thing that Chef Ryan doesn't even know. We want you to make your own salad and your own special dressing on the side. All right, chefs, let the food fight begin.
First thing I'm gonna start with is just getting my water going.
Is that a salad as well?
Salad and a dressing.
Salad and dressing? Yeah, and a dressing. Gotcha.
Yeah, he comes in the classroom a lot. I know he's very talented.
I picked vegetarian spaghetti because my parents are actually vegetarian, and I cook a lot of meatless dishes around the house.
Vegetarian.
Vegetarian, you heard it.
This was your choice? Of all the food you can make, and you decide to do vegetarian spaghetti?
Are you scared?
It's kind of thrown a curveball. I did not anticipate having a vegetarian spaghetti as my main course. You need this bread, Ryan?
I'm gonna take half of it, yeah.
No, you aren't, because I got it first.
I don't need bread to win.
And then I could tell that as soon as the dish was announced, he did not know what he was gonna do. So I'm hoping I'm able to pull that one through.
Starting getting my mise en place around of ingredients that I knew I wanted to use while I continued to kind of have thoughts in my head about what I wanted to actually make. And then once I started to kind of go down one path, it just kind of one thing led to another.
Got my mise en place ready for some garlic, onions, zucchini, peppers, mushrooms for my sauce. Wanted to kind of roast all of those things in the sauce and kind of develop that flavor.
Your broccoli isn't gonna be cold?
My first dressing didn't turn out as I wanted it to, but I was able to, regroup. I was able to make it another one, and I feel like I really pulled that through.
I'll be honest, my vinaigrette didn't turn out as I wanted to, so I kind of went light on that dressing, but it was a little saltier than I would have liked.
Chefs, we are halfway there.
All right, you put this dirty dish away for me? Is that on purpose? Sabotage?
My opponent had some smack talk during the competition. I think he was just a little scared, a little frightened by my skill.
Nice, really good blush sauce, so I kind of did an Alfredo, added a little tomato, a little basil to it, really rich, creamy sauce that I produced. So I like that dish. I like the appearance of it with a little fried basil to add a little crunch to it, and then just a deep development of flavors I think will be in that dish.
It's vegetarian spaghetti, and he makes a white sauce, which I think was a little weird.
Didn't wash his vegetables either.
What the judges don't know doesn't hurt them. I think I did well. It's been a while since I've been in the kitchen. I would say probably close to 7 or 8 years since I've done something like that. So a little rusty to start, but if I had a little bit more time, I thought I would have done a little better, but it's all good. I'm happy with the dish I put out.
Really came down to it on that bread. I was trying to get it toasted. It would have helped if the oven was a little bit hotter, but I think I was able to pull through.
Chefs, the food fight is over. Hands up.
Cheated.
Who is our food fight champ? We will see right after this.
Okay, so we drowned the fire, stirred it, drowned it again, and now just feel if it's cold.
Yeah.
Cool.
Smokey just gave me a bear hug.
I know. I already posted it.
Welcome back, everyone. This was our bracket in the beginning. Chef Jack versus Chef Zoe. Chef Ryan versus Chef Marcelo. Now we are down to just our final chef, Chef Ryan, versus our mystery professional chef, Jake Graff. And you've had to make Chef Ryan's favorite dish, vegetarian spaghetti.
Check out what we got here, huh? Get into the middle, see if we still have a little bit of heat.
I like the garnish.
I like it also.
Presentation's pretty.
Check the texture.
Looks creamy.
And trying just to get that, what my wife calls a perfect bite, right? Pasta's a little overcooked, but still a pretty nice dish.
Well, with the angel hair pasta too,
texture.
it's you got to be careful when you're cooking it. It cooks a little quicker than regular pasta.
Nice dressing, good coating.
I love the homemade croutons. I'm all about the croutons.
To me, just not a starter salad, basic dinner salad, right? For sure. Pretty big portion for that plate. Vegetarian was the name of the game here, right? Yep. So it looks like we have a little tomato in this one, a little squash, a little mushroom. You guys too. I was afraid the tomato was going to be just overbearing in this. I think it's almost a nice touch to the pasta. Pasta again, a little cooked.
Pasta, I thought had a really good flavor, I think.
I'm kind of invited by the big hunk of bread. You know what I'm saying? Home style. Right. Let's eat. Let's get into this. Kind of decorate the bread a little bit with that bite. Just okay.
It's just okay.
A little more garlic on that, but the idea of what they were trying to do was a great one. Challenge was to not only create the vegetarian dish with the pasta, right? But we had a salad at the end that had to get thrown in. I think it's a nice addition because I think when you think pasta, you do think of a nice salad at the end, whether it's I was out the other night and had a side salad, right? So I think his is more of a side where the other one was more of a dinner portion. So good job by both of them.
This has been a downright hearty food fight, chefs, but our judges have spoken. Way to go, chefs. What a round on this food fight. It was kind of messy in there. What did you think?
I made a couple mistakes, but I think I was able to recover really well, and I think that's what brought me ahead.
All right.
What do you think?
It was fun. I haven't been in a production kitchen in quite some time, so it took about half an hour to knock off the rust, and so I only really had 15 minutes to do my work.
There was a lot of smack talk going in out there. Now you both are nice and smiley with each other.
I mean, he's the young gun. They probably the underdog. Maybe judges will look at him like that, but I think the old cat will prevail.
Anything about the vegetables you want to share?
Yeah, my opponent never washed his vegetables. I think that's a big food safety kind of violation. I know those mushrooms were extremely dirty when I was washing them.
What the judges don't know doesn't hurt them, Ryan. Just like why there's a back of the house and a front of the house.
All right, chefs. This has been a fantastic food fight. First of all, congratulations on winning the student portion of this food fight. And of course, thank you so much, Chef Graff, for coming back in as our mystery chef. Absolutely fantastic to have you back in the kitchen cooking for us. And of course, our judges were spectacular, but they have spoken. By unanimous decision, the winner of our food fight is Chef Ryan! Way to go, Chef Ryan! Woo!
For the production of Food Fight. My name is Paul Malone. I'm here to fill in mostly for the technical stuff where extra hands are needed or some experience is hopefully needed to be shared. And we'll all learn a lot from it.
I'm Brandon Hopkins, and I'm the assistant director of this whole production.
Chefs, you are halfway through this round. We have just 25 minutes before.
It's a little sweet, a little hot. Not too much to overpower the rest of the flavors, but.
I am Kelly Hydrater. I am the instructor here for the LISD TV station and the executive producer of our food fight.
Yeah, and you can feel those grill lines right there. Especially what people kind of like.
Get a good grip on it. What are you most excited about?
To see this whole planning process work out in the end and hopefully see everyone have so much fun.
Those lines are consistent throughout both sides of the steak. And I also think that people.
What are you most excited about?
I'm excited to see people step into some of these roles and hopefully, find out their aptitudes toward these things. It's a good thing to see a person realize that they can do something. And if it's something that they enjoy doing, it's awesome to see. So hopefully we'll have a nice, smooth production tomorrow and every single thing will go according to plan.
Oh yeah! Oh yeah! Oh yeah! Oh yeah! What are you most excited about?
I think for the students themselves to have some confidence in the work that we do. So we get really excited about our own jobs, and we dance around and we talk about it in front of class and tell students to raise your hand and be involved and volunteer. And this is one of those really exciting moments. So we want them to be excited. I want them to feel success. I want them to feel like they are a team. We say that this is our sport, and truly, this is our sport. So tomorrow, Tuesday and Wednesday, this is our Super Bowl.
And quiet on the set. Jeff's looking here, smiling at everybody. It's a food fight. All right. And in 3, 2, 1.
Do you have any guesses on who's gonna win?
No idea.
All right. All right. Do you have any guesses on who do you think is gonna win?
I might put my money on Zoe because I think she might be a little bit of an underdog here.
Fantastic. Our last round, and look what we get in front of us. We saw some awesome dishes today, a lot of
Who
creative.
do you think's gonna win?
I think it's gonna be Jack.